I mean, don't even attempt to really integrate him into the strategies. Just let him play his game and let him put numbers on the board. We got Inferno as the first map as well. Heroic OG going live here at the Blast World Championship. And this is going to be spicy.
It's going to be good. OG over on that T side to open up. And Shush, he did just take a little peek in through the apartments there. So he's got that info that OG are moving in through alt mid. This is something Heroic have got now. And they're going to start to adjust on the back of it. You see Config back in spawn, looking to move on over, but cadiaN, he's done enough for the time being. Smoke over at Moto as well, going to give you this option to cross into CT, but that's exactly what Config's ready for.
Nice shot from NeoFrag, one more to find, but it's the dualies of Yabi just waiting behind the pillar. Do they want to keep pressing the issue? Now he knows one is close as well. He spotted that. Here it comes. Here's the salvo, but everything misses until the headshots come out and Yabi's recovered.
Yeah, just barely. Thank God for the 30 bullets in the dual Berettas. He does get them out of the way. It's going to leave it all on degster. Even though he might have a bit of a path through B, it's this man at the back of the site. Says lying in wait. Yeah. A lot of that coming on the back of cadiaN, opening up with that lovely double from long.
Yeah, this is huge. It stops the strategy, right? It slows it down. Those two kills, they want to aggressively attack wrap side towards CT spawn, and those two kills make the final two players, Nexa and NeoFrag.
They're looking to come through now. That will allow the nade to do a little bit more chip damage there. NeoFrag catches both of cadiaN's nades in the round. And now OG, they might have control of the site, but are they ready for this boost that's getting lobbed up now? cadiaN, the man to go over. That flash helps him get up on this perch, but he's immediately taken off a bit by flames. Says trying to fight at range with the MP9. It's less than ideal, and so they are able to trade this out, keeping it in the 3v3, but yet to get that bomb down. Pressure's still on OG for the time being.
Yeah, and there's still utility to use as well. Viku, close up, can only get the one. Config with the trade, and now Shush again. Another final SMG for the 1v2. Bomb's gonna get planted, but he's got a real chance, especially if he goes back to salvage one of the M4s.
Yeah, the nade damage to Nex is gonna make it that much easier as well. Onto the A1S, they know where he is now, noise being made. Banana player just tucked on in, degster doesn't want to give this fight away. Right now, Shush has got to find this 1v1 in the back of the site, or else there's no winning this round. Half the time ticked off that bomb already, up and over, and not even accounting for Nexa, waiting at the back of Dark. Oh,
that was a battle though. Heroic does a great job stalling out that bomb plant. Good utility usage to delay things as much as possible, and OG have to be cautious and patient with it because all the smokes have cleared by the time they've settled into this 3-on-3. Phenomenal trading, good round from Nexa, including the final kill, but he got all the important trade frags coming in to secure the site. It's going to be super strong unless they can get a quick deagle kill. It almost came in. Tess is brought down to 36, but a third player, cadiaN, has arrived. A little bit more utility streams out, and that is a beastly nade.
That's kind of crazy. Yeah, that's just a sea of red painted up onto the opponents. cadiaN will die after the first, right? Tries to go back for that double dip like he did in top mid earlier. Only this time comes to pay the price for it.
You don't double dip the chip.
Here's the thing, man. Oh, you don't get further than cadiaN, surely. Not with this double setup. Config lines him up, knocks him down. It was a bit grueling at the start of the spray, but he does convert it. And so Heroic, sure, they lose cadiaN, but they save the AWP at the end of things. They keep 4 alive. That's still around with money made.
Yeah, it was a bit grimy. He gets the job done.
Flashed off the angle. They do get rid of him, and there's an opener. NeoFrag handed a double kill over towards B, and so suddenly the alarm bells are going off. You kind of don't really have much to do here for Heroic other than take a bit of a gamble in a moment like this. Yeah. It's very awkward because OG know the pressure that Heroic are under, and so they're just trying to find gaps. They're trying to find, well, where is this hole now that we've created? Yeah,
this isn't just a gap. The hole's way more apt. There's no defense here. There's a great call from Nexa saying they're probably going to have to shift at least one. At most, we'll encounter a sole defender, and there's nobody. And you see Heroic shifting over towards CT spawn, but this has got to just be the gamble at B. Hope and pray they come to this bomb site. And obviously they won't be. Bomb's going to be planted at any moment. Yabi's going to have to back away. The economy's been chewed into for Heroic, so Tess's will be able to buy. I think Yabi should be able to drop a weapon over to a teammate if needed, which it will be. Config's got $0. So Heroic have one more full buy in the back pocket. It had to have just been so clean to be able to transfer over that quickly. NeoFrag barely taking any damage. So OG have tied things back up at 4.
Terrorists win.
and chuck out some support flashes for Config and Tess's when and if this hit comes in. And it looks like it's coming any minute.
There's the flashes going in, hoping that this bare minimum slows it down, but Config was hoping to find some guys running across to the pool, full blinded. Instead, gonna get this push just a little bit later. Tess says good for the first, dropping down now. And Config lying in wait. They don't know about him. The gatekeeper at the back of B, and oh my god, Tess says is the one with the keys. He comes through, does all he can. It's a very, very tight spray battle through the smoke. Shush will just about get out of it alive. And there's the trade back.
This ain't done. Look at the HP.
This is a rough one. 1v3, cadiaN out of it. There's the 1 HP player dealt with. Shush is low, so Jabby might be feeling the pressure here as he comes up through Banana. Fiku will reposition. Dead silent as he does so. They've got no idea, and he's isolated every one of these fights perfectly. Fiku's on for it. Couple of bullets left, 2, and he makes them count. Lovely little tap from Fiku. And that's OG looking to springboard themselves into the lead in a very big way on this T side.
Yeah, lovely bullet ammunition management and a brilliant 1v3. A great time to find it. Aggressive to alleviate some of the pressure, the reposition. And you gotta say, this is actually a really well-played round from Heroic on defense. The support flashes buy time for the Molotovs to disappear so Config can slide into position.
This time, though, getting a kind of vibe that they want to go back and clear some other avenues of the map. This is a nice response out of Heroic, right? They throw the retake util late into Banana. It's been pretty clear that OG have tried to take this real estate time and time again. So now Heroic is showing us that they've got answers. They've reclaimed that Banana control. And so, you know, the bomb might be there on the back of Nexa, but everyone else is over here in the apartments. So now the question becomes, you know, what's the intent of these apartments players? Is it to sell the fake into this A site? Are they hoping that once this util goes in, that's going to open up a route for Nexa to rotate? Because right now he doesn't even know if Heroic have Banana. It's a bit of an awkward spot to be in, and these two Lurk players had to do something right. Unfortunately, kind of fallen on deaf ears here.
Yeah, I mean, you could see Fiku there just having to take a big risk, just trying to gain pit control. Flames trying to be silent as he drops down the hay cart, looking for any kill, any pick that would force a rotation. And you're right, they want to activate Nexa on the fake. The Flames would have to do something special, and it's just way too much to ask for. Nexa's going to back away, 20 seconds on the clock. He'll be saving the AK-47. And Heroic with that little piece of aggression, this time denying Banana control, denying them the opportunity to just kind of be patient and wait for the execute on the B-bomb site.
They've got the info that no one's in top mid, and with so little time left, the moment that contact's made, it feels like the penny is going to drop for Heroic. You just need these players in B to stand their ground. You know, at bare minimum, you want them trading evenly here. Let's see if they can do it. Config once again up on this boost, opens up the round, and now they hear this volley of AKs coming out. It's a lot of damage, and Nexa will oblige them by finishing the job. But a man down, that's going to leave you staring down the barrel of a save. And so Heroic, they're out of there.
And because Config actually dropped off of that boost after the first kill, he was fighting at a pretty similar angle to Tess's. So
well, that should be enough, you know? And so it feels like they've kind of...
Don't overcomplicate things.
Yeah, you know, why start throwing other things out there when this is doing a more than serviceable job right now? Have that info, and Heroic just retook it. So now they know these rotates are going to be a little later. This B play can be that much more explosive because there's only one more man inside of the site. Tess says up close, only good for one. And so now B falls into the hands of OG. They've overran the site, and Heroic are left rotating in, scrambling some nades to try and deny that plant. They will put a stop to it. That's pretty juicy. cadiaN moving in. Want to offer up the trade, and oh my god, Blinken, you've missed it. It's an 8-7 half. Heroic, they are able to recover. It's always scary to run into. There's that little jiggle from Config. He thinks he's seen all there is to see over here in mid, but there's so much more out there, Config. Oh, man. All right, now you've seen a second, but that's still feeling par for the course. Nothing's screaming that this is a stack, but there's the bomb tumbling away. Oh, from Heroic, NeoFrag is finally able to get that last bullet in. And so now, really, it's a bit of a cooked round for Heroic. Not really much could happen past that point. And for Yabi coming in at the end, They are going to give him a couple of 1v1s here, but now they can just tuck. They've got a flank coming in up through Banana. It's all under control.
The important corners to allow NeoFrag to push up. Oh, counter flash is great. Counter flash is phenomenal, but the deagle from Config is just one level better.
2 out of the round. Now suddenly you need a hero. You need someone to try and step up and...
What the hell? It's like
this one, yeah.
the eye of the tornado.
He's found something there. Woo! All right, they'll go up. He's seen into the eye of the tornado, possessed by the storm, but it's Tessez raining on their parade, man. It's just Nexa left, 1 versus 3. Famous from CT, a hope and a dream, and cadiaN is committed to a very long flank, so it's actually a 1v2 inside of the site. But we won't ever have to worry. Just kind of admit that you don't have the resources to clear this damn corner again, and Flames is sat in it. Instead, this time they decide to fix it by running at him and really deep checking the bait and switch. Tessez with that AK, one of the 2 hero guns, has kick-started this round for Heroic, but Next is ready to shut it all down in the pit. He's good for 2.5. Yabi now very injured, very wounded. The bomb's away from him over at Moto as well. And OG, they can just play around the pickup. Instead, they swing him together. And they lock in that round. Next, are even admitting he thought he won the round. He thought he killed them all.
Yeah, I thought I got him. Not quite, but it's all good. Great round from Nexa looking towards Rap side. Even the transfer upward towards Jabby.
Flames, sure, he's nearby. He can kind of hear what's going on, but he does have to deal with it. And that's an entirely different matter. There's the burst, but they start to pressure him now. He does well under the pressure. 2 in the round, that's more than enough to have, kept OG interested in this one. And the bomb is committing to the B side of the map. Thank goodness Shush wins that. But the bomb's still taken away. And cadiaN, he was over towards the A side of the map. He was on a bit of a solo journey there. It leaves him high and dry. The bomb's gotten away from him as they walk into the belly of the beast over at the B side of the map. They can get past this orb. Be a nice default to hold, but degster doesn't give anything away for free. Oh, that's even a tag onto cadiaN through the wall. All right, degster. He's going back in for more.
Hell yeah.
He's going back in for more. NeoFrag's getting aggro in the meantime over at A, and all across the map, everyone goes and seeks their fortune, and they all find it. Oh, mate, this has gone real rough for Heroic, real quickly.
This is really cool from OG. They are finding some great timings, again denying access to the A-bomb site. And what are you supposed to do if you're cadiaN?
Dude, that's brutal. I don't know, it feels like, you took like the most standard call you could, like try to establish this default, take away the info flow at like top mid, look for that banana control, and then weigh up your options. But you never even get to complete on the take the banana part. They're challenging you every step of the way.
Well, the first have that for later on, but this is all a fake. It's all a ruse.
Yeah, with Config dead, that's that low component gone. They're going to try and hit the go button on this top mid play. Into Flames, into this layup on short, man. This crossfire that OG have been running to deny the top mid control constantly. It comes back out. Short, they were a man down. They pulled away the 4th player in that crossfire setup. And it still works out brilliantly for them.
Man, Heroic's never been able to deal with this bracket's presence from OG throughout this entire half. They have not been able to shut it down.
Is what it's looking like, just the apps pop, right? Flash is going out and only 2 players in the site to defend it. Degster doesn't seem to think that's a problem though, and neither does Degster, as the 2 of them put on a show. That apps pop gets absolutely bodied. Rent's way past due, and cadiaN, no way back into this. Surely he's flagged up through the banana, and OG, they pick up their map to kickstart this series. What uncertainty.
Yeah.
It's a lot of unknowns there, right?
Well, and obviously, too, what we saw from OG, phenomenal game plan on Inferno, a very staunch, aggressive defense at brackets and middle. That's their map pick. Let's see how well prepared they are actually on the other side of the coin, on Heroic's map pick. If they come into Mirage and have a great game plan they can execute here. Pistol round is live. 2 players at the A-bomb site, 1 in middle, 2 players at B for OG's defense, and for Heroic, 4 players stacked up and ready to push in, and that might be the kill they needed. Opening provided by Config, but they're going to keep things slow and measured.
They're not feeling that pressure yet to react on the back of that opener. Instead, they're giving a lot of time to cadiaN on this walk through the lower tunnels. Now they start to lob this util in, and it has displaced Fiku, sending him back CT tries his hand at the angle. The config's already there. A man down now, and Frag doing what he can to reclaim these numbers, but still, a lot of this is going to fall to degster on the wraparound, right? He committed to this big flank all the way through top middle. He's got to get something from it. It is being held, it is being considered, and Shush puts it to rest before degster even has too much of a chance to play the round. This one looking like it's going to shape up nicely for Heroic after all.
Yeah, great initial kill on the jiggle peek from Config. And I mean, even Fiku, you could see him, like sometimes you'd think that defender's going to fall back, but he had to be aggressive if they wanted to actually be able to activate degster on the flank and give him a chance. But Fiku had to try and take some kind of a fight, wasn't able to do it. And then obviously Heroic have all the time in the world and all the space in the world to address the flank. Frag is going to jump down for the knife, but Tessis has backed away. And oh boy.
Would you have honored the nice fight there, Jason?
Hell no.
No?
No.
All right,
Hell no.
I like him. I think it adds a bit of excitement, you know?
Yeah, no.
And they're two,
AWP, and obviously clear out some unarmored pistols at this B bomb site. Slowly creeping up. Oh, degster's going for the knife.
Okay.
He's looking for the window jump.
Oh. cadiaN ain't going out window. Instead, onto the platform. degster not going to get his knife, but he will get involved with the P2K. Now armed, now dangerous. He drops that little one-way to try and give himself a look into the apartments. Still trying to make something of this round, and who knows, maybe they can. There's Fiku's Deagle delivering another. degster now dead, pushing through the apartments. Config gets very, very deep in before he makes first contact. They don't want to overplay their hand here. 20 seconds left, and now they spot a second player at B, but at this point, the bomb's committed. This A play from Shush is now looping in through Marky. He's going to lob a molly out first. That will force a fight out of the top player, and in the sight, Shush just gets it under control with that late trade onto the third man. Heroic, it looked like they had an idea of what they were walking into there, but they do commit to the B play. They walk in to the 3v3 fight on that side of the map, and they just narrowly get out with the round.
Ooh, yeah, I mean, just hanging on by their fingernails at this point. This is, it's a rough...
It's being made. Yabi, that molly's going to force the peak, force the fight, and Frag tries to stay in the molly and just fight to his death. But they never give him the fights, they never give him the peak he was waiting for. Here's that mid component. Tesses up through short, is churned up. Yabi's mid-air with the MAC-10 and taking heads off. They don't know about Flames in at the back of the site, but now they've seen him, they've got to deal with him, they've got to flush him out. The rest of the gang is a very long way away. cadiaN's here fighting with the bomb alone, waiting for them to come up catwalk and bail him out, but his first teammate's dead. Oh, a missed shot from that AWP. Flames at the bench, sends Heroic packing. This B bomb site is his. And OG, they put a stop to Heroic there and then. The money now broken. The consequences of those first, 2 and eco rounds that they provide in spades. And so now this is Heroic's chance to flex a little, make some money, start to run away with this game.
I think that's the key part we got to emphasize is make some money. Rounds 2 and 3 were super close in similar situations. This time, you really want it to be clean. Build up some of that bank. Take some of the pressure off you. Tess is going hunting with this MAC-10. Oh my lord, another great deagle shot. They're so brutal, and Flames is going to add one more. It's fallen apart a little bit. Still low percentage chance of actually retaking this bomb site and winning the round. In fact, it might be as close to 0 as you can possibly get.
Oh. Even though there's no peak on the back of it, that flash just sends chills down your spine if you're Yabi. If that was the flashbang that kick-started a pistol retake in the 4v3,
I know.
you would just hate yourself after that one. So,
but look, OG's got away with a big piece of weaponry out of all this, right? They've salvaged the AWP that was in the hands of cadiaN, so degster's going to get a free op out of it. But Heroic's up by 4, 5-1 here on Sit.
Oh my god. When you miss that first shot, you normally start worrying, but not degster. He goes back in, looking for a second go at it, a shot at redemption. And he does dispatch of cadiaN. Late lurk in the palace now brushed aside. It might belong to Heroic, but they've lost their captain, who's now leading them from beyond the grave. And they slow down.
Uh-oh. How prepared are you, Yabby? Oh, you're perfect. You're just fine.
He's really prepared, as it turns out.
You're having a great day.
Oh, God! Oh, man, okay. All right, Shush, it's all good. He scared us, too. Smoke fade. And a trade found at least, and now Yabby walking out.
Did he see that?
He looks so aware. He must have seen something. Must have just caught the barrel for a second, but it doesn't matter. Might have seemed aware. Might have had a thought eating away at the back of his head. But that AWP still comes out ahead, and now Nexa, he hears the footsteps over here at B. This guy has not been moving, not been budging off this B site for free. Damage done, he's low on health, just trying to buy time, but Config comes to you. Knocked out of the round now and down to the 1v1, but degster's put on a show. 2 in this round already. Gonna need the hat trick on either side of the coin. Config playing through the smoke up in the face of degster. And that's more like it.
That is the last thing degster expected. He was looking for the right side. He was looking for Config to play around the pillar. Man, the decision to go through the smoke in the 1v1. So risky, but it pays out for Config. And an otherwise wonderful round for degster. Opening kill on the cadiaN in Palace while sitting in the fire. A follow-up kill, but man.
Attempt at one of these faster B look-ins. There's a lot here for Heroic early. They've seen that scout and they want more of it up close. They're going to deal with Nexa in at the van. And now looking to follow up. Tessez taking heads off, making money, doing it all with the Mac-10. Nice D kill out of NeoFrag. It wouldn't be an OG eco if there wasn't a couple of Deegs in there to, you know, get you the tiniest bit excited. But that's really all it should be.
What a dominant route from Tess's. All right, so 2 deagles remaining in the round and gonna try and find some exits. That's a nice shot from Fiku, but it's not gonna have any real consequences. Config is flaking him out anyway, so even if he was to recover a weapon, he'd never be able to save it. 10-3. This has just turned into domination.
Yeah.
Real quickly at the blink of an eye.
It's kind of sad because it's like now though, looking at figureheads, it's guys like Config leading the way for the Danes. Even starting to get a couple of good showings from cadiaN throwing in the mix now on that AWP. Might not have like the most kills going, but in terms of like head-to-heads versus degster, feels like he's been better off there. This is a little bit awkward. That was the bomb spotted. Shush trying to fight for it. cadiaN does the same, but the MP9s churn through them. And now there's serious control for OG taken. The alarm bells are going off for Heroic. This was not how this round was meant to go.
No, but it's great kills from Fiku. And you can't even really blame Heroic. When you have 2 players pushing down ramp like that, you kind of have to be aggressive and force them back. And Heroic's just saying, we have these fights. If we can eliminate this kind of a push, huge advantage. And just a wonderful job from Fiku with a triple kill. Now Heroic have to recover the bomb. It's going to take some time. They're going to be cautious. In a 2-on-4 situation. Utility being spent as well to allow them to safely recover it.
I mean, that's the thing, though. This is kind of exactly what OG want. You know, you're wasting all this time to safely get the bomb. You're wasting your limited utility. OG don't need to fight you here. They know where you are. They know what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, degster's just like kind of doing this. He'll probably head towards Catwalk, I would imagine. But even if you're
it's
OG...
like more of a formality, right? Like, just make sure they haven't quickly grabbed that running through the apartments.
Yeah, and sprinted away.
They're still ramp.
Yeah, still ramp, but they're going to get called back pretty quickly. NeoFrag will be here with some swiftness. Aggressive towards top of a ramp. Fiku peering down with the op. There's the footsteps from Config. Great find. Great find. Now there's a chance, an opportunity.
Oh!
And Config's opened it up.
Over the top of the stairs, NeoFrag's knocked him out. There's just enough time left for this plant, but Tessez is run at, and NeoFrag gets the better of him. OG, they...
Shush. All down to timing. If he's caught out in the open, he's going to go down, taking a few pop shots. Not able to connect anything, but Config's lying in wait. He connects with 3! Oh, they walk right into his crosshair. Magnificence, and oh my lord, OG, that one hurts.
That's just brutal. OG did the aiming for him. They were just in a perfect line. Config, that is a gnarly way to have opened up this pistol. And now Heroic have just got to finish the job. They've just got to finish what Config started. Flames and Nexa with kills apiece. No way! They can't turn it around. Nexa just going to try and play the time, but Shush is low. It's tempting to fight this. Wants to try and find him on the cross out in the open, but every one of these jiggles is a chance to give up the fight. Nexa will take him down, and it's a 2v4 turn.
Config delivers something special here. This is great. They just absolutely line up for him. Good first shot, but this one is all a little bit of luck as they swing in. But Flames has around himself. Way to be aggressive. Fine Tesses, a beautiful shot on cadiaN.
Long margin. And, you know, for someone like degster, you know, we kind of spoke about, like, the orb head-to-head between him and cadiaN, the fact that degster came into his own a little bit more towards the end of Inferno when they finally got to play that defending half. He's not been super impactful here on Mirage, and you might never have a chance to get him activated on that AWP in this second half because of how one-sided the scoreline is.
Oh, I was wondering. That timing was everything. A little overexposed. It felt like Config wanted to push, kind of second-guessed himself, and gets absolutely deleted. Now, cadiaN steps up to make sure the M4 can't be recovered. Yeah, that's close.
They're trying to find all these little grimy angles. NaVi was ready for it, though. cadiaN gonna follow up with a little bit of nade damage.
I think that was NeoFrag saying, oh, someone's a connector, I want nothing to do with it. Awkward spray, missed, and he's actually blocked forward by a Molotov. Oh my lord, it's all come crumbling down. And here's Flames, who finally gets the kill onto Shush and OG.
Play Deagles only. Because, man, like...
You're not getting the job.
Yeah. Fair enough, to be honest. But dude, I don't know what it is. You give the OG guys a Deag and just tell them, like, try do something, and then suddenly they cook up a round like this.
They have had some spicy Deags in this map.
It just feels so consistent. That's like the...
They won that Deagle round and were able to pick up a bunch of free rifles. All 5 players had survived in that round, so they have another buy. Not all is lost yet. It just is looking more and more grim every step of the way. Shush playing behind the smoke on A ramp. He's got SMG. Very mid-centric defense. cadiaN and window, config and con. Be up on catwalk, actually a boost on catwalk, excuse me, to look over the catwalk boxes.
Actually, really haven't dedicated themselves out. The smoke's down, but this is where Tessa's up on the boost. Should be good for something. So there's the opening kill, falling in favor of Heroic. OG now. Man down and still kind of mid-control, tenuous at best. They think they have more control than they actually do. Config is here to react in the connector, and even if you deal with him, you still have this double short side play to worry about. Yabi is actually dealt with in that breath right there. So that's one component of this double mid setup knocked out of the round. Still, with the bomb cut loose over at ramp, that fight had to come through for Fiku. He's at least recovered it. With 25 seconds, your hands are tied. You are committed to this A play, but they're getting some kills to try and get them in. However, it's cadiaN with the real defining moment, swinging out from the stairs and dropping the bomb. That is enough to seal the deal on this round.
Fiku made it kind of possible because cadiaN and config were so bunkered down and pinned down that they actually couldn't get information coming out of Palace, but there was no way for that hit to ever really connect with each other. Neo, it didn't pan out. Flames like, come on, bro. That's my money.
Dude, that's a shame. OG, they were kind of hoping that they could get a bit of a feeler in, you know, get a chance at one of those openers and then try to long this out to something interesting. Now, they realize that Heroic have very much bought the fight to them. They're not letting them go for this kind of slow creeping default early. The fights have very much happened on Heroic's terms in mid. And they took all that control super early, so look at how restricted OG are, man. Like, they're still in T-spawn, basically.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised cadiaN is still being this aggressive. You don't really even have to push anything if you don't want. cadiaN's just looking for information at top middle. He's got config covering the underpass. Now, the drop scout is at least going to allow degster to buy the AWP in the next round. So that's obviously a big piece of the puzzle for OG to try and come back into this, is get that AWP heated up. They'll need so much more than just that, though. Shush, lying in wait.
Spotted by the scout now. They've got him pinned in behind triple, but that flash is to try and get Shush out of the danger zone. Now he's home and away into CT with his teammates ready to swing from the stairs. This should look good for Heroic. However, OG have battled in. That scout found the CT player. Next! Oh, what is that? A little quick flick, and next thing you know, cadiaN's gone as well. 7 seconds, time is not his friend here, and there's the swing from CT to put...
Molotov, though, initially to stop the plant, to burn the planting player down to nothing. A second Molotov was going to come in. Great, fine scout work from Nexa. Just too little, too late. 15-6, Heroic with 9 chances. 5 on 4, and still positioned in middle to cover this. You can actually play this position if you're shush. You see the Molotov, not that well covered. degster with 3. The ult delivers immediately in his hands. Position of 2 players known. Deagle underneath the window, op at top middle. It's the rifles they're unsure of.
They're about to pincer this. Frag, sure, he's going to get traded after that one. But there's that backstab coming down the pipeline from Fiku.
Seven more chances for Heroic when all is said and done. Plenty of time.
I always like these sorts of calls in the force buys, right? I think it was like Blame F's complexity that we saw like doing that a lot, where you would just employ these super heavy stacks, and that was like a trend that kept up when him and Config went into Astralis. So it's one that, you know, Config's seen this sort of thing. He knows what's afoot. He was like the one guy running away to go and hunt. So you just know that cadiaN was like, no, come back here. I've seen you do it before, and he did listen. So
D9 kills on
info, that kind of flow of it.
And this should make OG nervous. If you have Config pushing the B bomb site that aggressively, you have to realize, like, they think we're attacking A, they think we're committed in middle. Nobody really needs to push forward. Let's just be patient and calm. They've added another kill on top of it, and now you start opening things up. Awkward time to switch to nades. But Flames is gonna recover. It's just cadiaN left. The score will be 15-9. How you enjoying Abu Dhabi? You've been here. You're like the tour guide now that you've showed up. You've been here before. This is where you won, what was it, Medal of Honor or something?
Yeah, Medal of Honor Pacific Assault.
You're the champion.
This is where I became the 3rd highest earning Medal of Honor, rather. Yeah, pretty light on everything, Heroic here. You know, the utility is basically already all gone, and so they need the results in these fights. They spring out into middle. Oh, this is a lovely aggro play, and they've got the bomb. They've uncovered that in top mid. They're going to leave one man on it. Tessez trying to get away from NeoFrag. Oh, manage it, but his teammate was able to get into position in time to trade that out. This is dire for OG. They don't have that bomb control. They don't even know about Yabi, by the way, who's like in the apartments, shooting them in the back, and so it is just left to Fiku. 1 versus 4, out on an island, and now spotted back in CT. Heroic, this is one that should be as good as done, and there is the win. 1-1 in the series now. Well, it will be Heroic kind of edging out over that one. Looking to move into this B site now, 4 versus 3. I don't know if that was the intention at the start of this pistol, but hell, when you get 2 kills like that, you kind of want to take the space. Instead, they're looking like they want to run this into Temple, and this now gives them options. They could look to move through mid, they could get real tricky with it, but instead, they will just go back and commit to that B plot. Down here in dark, that's what this room's called. Config is going to get spammed out after 1.
It's going to be a learning experience, all these call-outs.
Yeah.
We're going to have a good time with it.
So here we are, look, as they walk around, we can kind of...
Heaven?
So this is Heaven on it, yeah? This is canals down here, then the bit that's next to that right now is boat, yeah? Then that's A main, like, kind of obvious on this one. Up here's Fountain, because there's fountains to the right of degster coming down the wall. Because there's a lot of pillars on B. So it's kind of problematic to say, like, pillar. It's like, oh, which one? Like, that should never be the reply. So
what was the whole, like, there's like 5 connectors on this map as well?
So no, so we've lowered the amount of connectors.
Down to 2.
Down to...
degster. Gonna try and get some work done with the scout, and, he gets a good tag, but returns the favor is Tess's. A gush with the MAC-10 to force him back. And over towards the A-bomb site we go. cadiaN looking to challenge, slowly contact, peering up towards Heaven.
Oh, he's starting to recognize how much room they got here.
Yeah, the whole defense has just shifted to the other side of the map, taking a big gamble, and obviously it's not going to pay off. from what we can see. Tessa is going to work his way in slowly, bringing up the rear guard with the bomb. Now, I guess the one worry you have if you're heroic at this point, if you're Yabi, is I've got this AK-47 of Ruins all alone outside the B-bomb site, and if I lose it, that would suck.
Ooh.
I feel like Config took a step back when the dink sound came out. It goes, actually, that did no damage.
And then he realized, like, wait, that like did nothing. Okay. Yeah, just trying to hunt down these saving players. And hell, man, send Config in with the Mac-10. He kind of stands to gain a lot more than he would lose here. Everyone wants to hunt this. Glyph is cleared by Nexa, or Config rather. And
Nexa.
Nexa's even finished off. But if you had to fight for Banana every round.
Ooh, that's a nice little soft toss of the grenade from Flames. Chunks Config down very low. Molotov to delay things even further. Oh, and a beautiful flashbang behind it. I don't know how Config's been given that one. He had no eyeballs.
That's what I imagine even he's kind of surprised that he gets away with it there. All right, A-main aggression coming through the pipeline for OG. Doubled up here, but Heroic are a little stronger lying in wait on the other side. 4 strong outside of the A site. Neo frag with a lineup. Hello! Missed shot at the trade from the AWP. And now down to the USP. He might just have to make a bit of a retreat here. Getting himself out of the firing line. Getting a reload off. He's armed and ready to go.
Look how nervous he is, though, of Akon. He's so scared he's going to be wrapped upon because Tessis has infiltrated deep.
Oh, this is big. They're rooting through lower, through dark, into the B site, and Tessis has opened it up. I'm expecting to see him being annoying in middle a hell of a lot more. You can really influence these rotates. You get so much info from it. And there, it's that one little backstab moment that's teed Heroic up for this round. He had the info that the rotate had already happened. He had the info that there was a man in Temple. He kind of just pieced together where everything was for OG there.
And with all the chaos, with the double push out towards boats, or out towards A-main, we're calling that?
Yeah. Or boats. It was
towards
boat
boats,
push.
yeah. I'll give it to myself. I mean, that's a lot of resources there that take your eyes off middle, so Tess is just able to occupy the space so well. And we're going to see a lot of those gaps, I think, in the early going of Anubis as teams still get adjusted and kind of figure out their game plan on how they... Dexter's waiting with the AWP. That's a great first kill. Swings back out, gets a second.
All right. Dexter with a tag. The molly flushes him out into the open, and he will burn alive. That's a nice bit of util to displace a player at the fountain pillar position over outside of B.
That was the kill. That was the kill that would allow Heroic to stream into the A bomb site, but a good hold from Nexa. He's down to 15 HP. cadiaN's got to slowly creep in.
Yeah, I mean, kind of 50-50. Will he check up? Will he check down? He flicks to it. All right. Knocks Nexa out of the round, but there is still this second man lying in wait. Another re-swing from heaven, and now they learn about Neo Frag. That was kind of a lovely, double peek out of those 2 CT defenders. Just timing that slightly wider swing from the close angle with the heaven peak. And of course, lovely AWP openers from degster. That fountain position here, the pillar he hides behind, it is a real power position. Teams are going to have util to deal with it. And so it was nice to see Heroic had that up their back pocket at least.
Yeah, Nexa just...
About CT there, right? It surprises me that they didn't plant for Temple, given that's the real estate they have. Degster wins this AWP fight over towards B main. Viku tagged up, but Flames is here to help him out, and they want to fight for this control. This kill's from lower dark, Config getting stuck in, but it's cancelled out. Degster dispatches of him.
I mean, with those initial 3 kills on the challenge, it's like Dexter's just like, I got so much room to move up. Smoke down on the choke point. He has all the safety in the world to address dark. Shush quickly, the last one left. And he's going to get taken down. That's a lot of utility spent towards canals for OG. Degster again going to have influence. Another opening kill with that off towards A main. Gonna reposition with the AWP. Neofrag has control of middle as well. No one from Heroic has been able to push forward and gain any space. This offense is still very well held at bay for the moment.
It's crazy how that one kill from degster's AWP with the pillar has like fully put the fear in Heroic. They've fully abandoned the idea of even looking at A in this round, so much so that OG don't have anyone on that side of the map. They are fully playing around this being a B play. NeoFrag's mid push has only confirmed that, and Heroic had churned up in at B main. Tess says 1 versus 3, has this fight on the man that was flanking. But from there, where could he hope to take it? He would have so little time, and NeoFrag is just masterfully delaying this kill.
Does he have time?
No. Yeah, it's an easy no. That's the save for Tess says. Just gonna hold on to the AK and armor because he couldn't really do anything else. And I like that OG were kind of able to recognize the response after losing canals, right? And after having that A fight not go Heroic's way, you know, how are they going to try and respond to it? What would be like a good counterplay? I like that degster just like ups and leaves here, right? He kind of goes, well, they've seen me at pillar, they've seen me at the fountain, they know that I'm in a position that's just so hard.
Degster again with his AWP is just finding opening kills wherever the hell he goes. Speaking of which, next up positioned at Hell.
Missed Molly, not ideal. You would have loved that to land at Fountain and just kind of remove the angles that Heroic can spill into this A site from. The plant's coming in. Just gonna plug in those numbers. Now looks to fight his way forward. Config knocked out in heaven. Shush. Close. Getting personal with it. Drops a man. And now looks to make a bit of a play for this control. Takes a lot of real estate on this push into the heavens. And now his teammate can just tuck in. Shush is the man to make that first contact. cadiaN just waiting, playing this passive play in the long game back at Fountain. And Flames is knocked out of the round. Degster 1v2. And so much time having ticked off this bomb. He's just going to look to save the AWP, as wild as it is.
He needs it.
If he got on that bomb, he could have actually grabbed the defuse. They were both very, very far away.
Yeah, he slipped the net. No way for him to know it, obviously. Huge win for Heroic. After 5 rounds straight for OG, they weren't able to build up enough of a bank to sustain 2 losses. This saved off is crucial that they can have it to fight with. Other than that, upgraded pistols. If they want to get really frisky, OG, they can go for some SMGs. They can go for some FAMAS. FAMASs?
Of the challenge of a T side to embark upon. We saw Heroic have their fair share of struggles, so let's see what OG have got up their sleeve.
Yeah, let's see how Heroic is able to shift on the CT side. Look at this aggression towards middle. Oh, and it works out initially, but it all spins out of control after the fact. Config gonna come in for a late pick. 3 targets there, 3 people staring at his position, and cadiaN making sure they can't just easily and freely drop into canals. But with this mid presence, if they can force Config off the angle with that gush, they have access to both bomb sites.
Yeah, it's so much control. Now they've spotted cadiaN. Unable to deal with him, though. And this gets a little bit weird now, right? You're kind of aware that cadiaN's been holding this drop down, so he knows that no one's coming on this quick rotate to B. OG, they try to group up for the long B hit, and right now, cadiaN's got no idea.
Yeah, Config has such low HP, he can't reposition himself all that well. You can see they're clearing out their flanks at the moment. They've got so many different angles and so many different routes to be paranoid about. And it's perhaps the most obvious one that they've taken their gaze away from. B main is where Fiku and degster make their move, and they should be able to at least get a free plant. No kit on Config and cadiaN. And a tough retake in store for Heroic's defense.
Oh, cadiaN, you cheeky devil. He gets in deep, and degster had no idea. He spotted Fiku running away, and so cadiaN knew that one was a freebie. Can he convert the next? Fiku down in dark, taps Config out of the round, but cannot stick the landing versus cadiaN.
Just go a little bit quicker, it's going to be massive. Only 2 defenders here.
Dude, he must have figured out, like, where you're not visible, because you are, they can see you.
He's visible. I think he's fine with it, though. Take the shot, let him know he's coming. This time he eats a teammate's flashbang, though. Taken down. Yabby's the only one to defend, and he's got a lot to do. 5 players streaming in from heaven position. He gets nothing done. And now it's Heroic's turn to save.
Yeah, they're very locked out of this one, and in the 3v5, you don't even want to risk getting near, you know, heaven. Starting to try and peek through the connector.
I don't know if that position from Shush is as strong as he might think it is. If
Yeah.
he takes the damage from it.
Because at first I thought like, oh no, he's like in a position where maybe they can like see an elbow, you know, like,
Yeah.
like, you know, like the pixels extend past the hitbox or whatever. I thought that's what we had, but no, they can see him and they can hit him.
And also, I mean, it's a nice easy way to throw that smoke off the angle of the wall, but when you're pressured and you're spammed and you've already taken damage, it's a really hectic situation to fall back and find any safety if they pick up the pace on you. And he might deliver into OG into a huge initial upset to start Blast World Finals.
I think, you know, with the map being so new as well, we're going to be prone to individuals being able to take control of games till we have, like, util sets to try and deal with it. And degster is certainly fitting that bill right now. Finally, he's bested in a clash of these AWPs, right? cadiaN comes out ahead of him.
You've played your trap card early, though, if you're heroic. Now they know an AWP is in the field of play, that cadiaN has that.
So suddenly everything's about to get a lot more measured from OG. They want to try and dodge this AWP. The best way to deal with it is to never face it at all from this point onward.
And this little bit of a fake, this little bit of utility thrown out by Fiku is completely stalled out Heroic from shifting over. Now it looks like they're going to find just the absolute perfect timing. They're going to get back, but do they have the resources to actually slow this?
Ooh, Shush! Going unaccounted for. Oh, double dink off the USP, but it's nothing to get too excited about. They do eventually deal with him, and they find their way to a 10th. cadiaN just decides he doesn't want to stick around. He's got more to offer holding on to that AWP than dying in a gunfight for the site control.
Yeah, he didn't think the USPs had enough stopping power to keep him in safety, so just makes the decision to abandon his teammates and prioritize the AWP. Can't really blame him. It's going to be tied up, 10-10.
It's that little corner he was in. That's what...
With his deep angle, looking for one pick and a quick fallback. It's going to have his opportunity.
I wonder if it hit the clipping and if that would make any difference. It's a super tight angle, and this is like the one point on the map where those don't work too well. Ooh. Tesses trying to fight for this dark control, and with Yabi here to back him up, you needed degster to connect that trade. That would have been your way in. Oh, and he will get it. Better late than never. Config, things are heating up for him now as he's trapped in at the platform, dancing around, but another shot sails past them. Nothing connects yet. Finally, he nails it. Nexer is gone, and Fiku left waiting back at B main. 2 AWPs to contend with on these long angles. 45 seconds left to play with, and the whole world against him.
And 2 ops, where he knows they're holding him.
Oh man, he's done damage to both. He's tickled them down, but can't find the kill.
2 in a row for Heroic. Their first 2 gun rounds of the half picked up. What a round from Config. Holding off degster, keeping him at bay, stiff-arming him in dark, and delivering some great kills with the AWP. This wants to get aggressive in middle, smoked off. He's going to do it anyways. Awkward fight comes out, and 2 kills given up, offered up to OG. And now cadiaN's the next one. Finds an initial.
They're wrapping him faster. They're wrapping him far faster than he's ready for. Ooh. Still, he's going to finish the job. Now back onto the... Oh, cadiaN tears him down. Up close in mid. It's the hat trick from this AWPD combo, and degster is suddenly thrown into a 1v3.
Crazy, look at this. Around the edge of the smoke, finds a nice freebie, getting spammed a little bit to hold him back. He's looking for Neofrag, finds him, and this kill is special. Just maintain control of Ruins. They've got a deep angle with a fast flank. Config now, similar position to degster early on. Flashbang comes out almost with a quick shot. He's gonna stay and challenge. Flames goes down, and Config once more.
He's sat pretty on the bomb. He's got a teammate with him as well. Config, he can feel that this round is teed up. If they can just hold the fort here, they can just hold the line. And this one, this 15th round is theirs for the taking. Footsteps. You're not going to bait that AWP shot out. And there's that second player getting fired, spurred on from cadiaN's round in the last. It's AWPs on AWPs, baby.
Ops on ops on ops. Good shooting from Config. This one's nice. quick on the jump, and yeah, but they've fallen flat otherwise.
Oh, that reload, it's gonna cost you. Tess has found Config having a look at lower, but is only able to get one with that AWP. And now OG, I mean, you don't get more of an invite into a site than that. 2 quick kills in rapid succession, sees them taking over B, and now looking to set up for this retake. They got assuming Heroic even want to go further than this.
I was gonna say, a lot of money. They got a ton of money, but I think you're still hoping that you get one cheeky kill before pulling the trigger, and if you don't get that, it might be time to back off and save.
Oh, degster's frag only gonna make matters worse for Heroic, and they didn't really have a lot of util themselves to throw in and make this too complicated. cadiaN's gonna take one as they attempt to cross out of the site, but it's still an OG round when all is said and done. Gun saved and money still in great standing for Heroic. They've just got faith that they can right their wrongs in the next round. Next, he's got this timing, he's got the round in the palm of his hand right here, in with the backstab, cadiaN dead, Shush concealed by the smoke for now, but not for long. And with this 2-man defense uprooted, OG, they're home free in this one. This is 12 rounds.
When Yabi rotated over to the A bomb site, cadiaN directed him to go the long route to come in and actually defend the site. He said, I have the op on mid, I have control of this, but then Yabi shifted back to the B bomb site, and cadiaN had to take his eyes away to help Shush. And that opens up the mid push from Nexa. The space was challenged, and Nexa finds the opening kill. Nice.
Tape from Yabi.
You'll notice Shush hasn't gone back to that position from earlier in the half.
Yeah, he's not keen to go back up there, is he?
He was like, all right, maybe. But Config's got multiple angles to worry about, although with cadiaN there, as long as he can stay perched there, he's just fine. Oh, and Config can't get it done. What a shot from NeoFrag. Middle of the map exposed.
And I mean, there's so many options for OG here and now. Heroics just have to stick to their guns and hope that someone can win one of these fights to turn this round back in their favor. Shush getting overran, the A site's compromised, and cadiaN left on this push out of dark into the canals, but he is in hot water here. 1 kill, finds the flames, but cadiaN's looking to save this AWP. That's OG, another T-side round under their belts now, up on it. Because consider, is there an OT in this game after all?
I mean, if OG can actually get there, that'd be incredible, because they've been doing this on hard mode with the amount of money that Heroic built up during their 5-round streak. They still, even with this win, don't have to save. There's now 3 straight for OG, and a timeout is called from Heroic. They want to talk things over. Their 3rd timeout used, as they need to find an answer to this. Canal's aggression hasn't worked.
Probably don't have super close spacing in case it's an M4 here.
Oh, this defense is in trenches, and there's a timing here. Okay, Yabi's just gonna get into position. Oh no! Nade is out! Nade is out, and Yabi goes down next. Oh, it's happened again.
That's just brutal. Oh, but the last time, you know, we got caught with nades in our hands. It didn't matter. It was inconsequential. Now it's given over 14 to OG. Heroic are like so far removed. They don't even have mid right now. They don't even know what's happening in middle. They count 30. That's where they've got to stop this comeback in its tracks and secure the series, or else this goes to OG.
Yeah, they've really powered up into this. Yep.
Oh, dude, I mean,
we've all been there.
It's a dead about that one.
There's nothing to do but stream obscenities.
Navi's gonna try and fill the void, try to regain some semblance of control, but he's burnt out by the Molotovs. Just a ring of fire raining down over the top of the heavens, down into the depths of hell. Tess says, first man to arrive to this crime scene, and it's a bloody massacre. Everyone else is gone. cadiaN's now moving in to join it. Nade could have found the kill, but it lands a little shallow. And with each passing second, Heroic had started to dawn on them. This one's out of their hands. It's overtime. Config lies in wait. Smoke down, but it looks like OG want to try and fight through it in flames. gonna open up. Did that smoke fall through the map? It looks like it did.
And now, I mean, now there's a massive issue too because most of the defense was aligned at the A bomb site in middle where they've had so many problems. But now it's B bomb site, that powerful leverage position of Dark. They come streaming out, but Yabi and Tesses do good work. But now it all falls on Yabi. Coming through Temple are reinforcements, but he's still standing tall. And finally they arrive.
degster starts to burn in the molly. That's important info. It's so hot inside of this site. He's burnt out. Tucked on in, they're playing around this smoke, and they find that opener from the dark push. They give Heroic a taste of their own medicine, really. degster's also playing it a lot wider here. He's going to have a little sprint before he can get back to safety. Just tucking in at the fountain now. Nades to follow, and there's that all bringing out with one. NeoFrag spotted flanking. That might cause a bit of change of tune here. Flames tucking himself in. Oh, they do look at him, but he's going to win that head-to-head. cadiaN going back into that AWP, and degster, the hero of this A side of the map, will not let them in. Will not give it up. Yabi with one, but he's tagged low in the process. And where do you even begin if you want to win this 1v2? degster's sat pretty, just waiting on the bomb, and you know he's doing this. Starting to walk his way. Yabi's got to be clean in this first fight. Can't afford for it to be lengthy. Can't afford for it to be long. He's going to win it on the first swing, and he will. Doesn't know where Nexa is. Might assume he's playing for a trade. Starting to make his way in now. Yabi clearing all these angles, but has very limited time. Hiding in connector is Nexa. Could just look to swing and end it. The fake. Yabi, he needs the kill. And Nexa swings to find Flames. Hot hands, stinging hands as he takes the peek down through lower. But he isn't able to find anything. Instead, dropping this smoke. It's gone pretty deep, and Config's already ahead of it. That might give you a bit of a false sense of security down in this dark position.
Flames is rotated off. They're putting a lot of faith in the hands of degster. Config's going to challenge early, quietly.
Dropped mid and doesn't commit to B. Instead, he's clearing out A,
They
which
can't
is where
fall
the
back.
bomb is. And if the bomb tries to come back now, it's going to go right into
Whoa!
it. But no! Why did he turn around, Jason? Make it make sense. cadiaN's found him. And that was a huge opportunity. That was the chance for OG. And it's just sailed right past them.
Oh, and now Config has infiltrated the CT side. What a heartbreaking maneuver. Oh, he wants that one back, NeoFrag. He wants it back. He seemed so confused. He seemed so sure of what was happening for like 2 seconds, and then he had no idea. He completely forgot. Oh, the pressure.
Oh, and even a close, a flawless round. This is a one-way smoke from Tesses. A really nice one-way. You can just look over the top of it. You have this whole kind of back pillar, or back platform rather, to dance around on. But he is vulnerable to someone being close. And wouldn't you know it, Fiku done exactly that. He just heard the drop as well. He knows that he's right here. Oh, he tries to get out, tries to run away. But he can't outrun the guns. Fiku finds him. It's an early 5v4 for OG.
Still recoverable. 3 players at the B bomb site. cadiaN has shifted over with an AWP. They've got 2 smokes and 2 Molotovs to block off choke points. Config's got one of them, the re-aggression towards Ruins. But Shush has spotted numbers. And Config with 1 more kill brings it closer to being equalized. 3v4. And Config wants another. He's trying to cover his teammate Yabi coming through the window. They just turn. Config misses the timing. And it's all on cadiaN, but they're coming to him.
Oh, they're coming from everywhere, Jason. This is brutal. He's got to look behind him. He's got to look in front of him. And everywhere he seemed to look. Once more, a return to this slow, passive start. They're not looking to give over any fights early. They're not the ones feeling the pressure right now. OG are very, very measured as they set up outside of B. They find that opening. Fiku with the double. This could be the great undoing. They've only had 2 opportunities, but they only needed 1 to close this out. A 4v2 with the bomb down in B. This one's got an OG upset written all over it.
Put it in ink. Yabi's got no chance. So many targets, and he can't even get the first one. degster, who else? Closing it out, and OG have caused the upset.